Hi, my name is Tony Neumeyer. I'm the author of the book, The 7-Minute Millionaire, How to Think Yourself Rich, and the founder of the Millionaire Academy. I'm going to talk about fear. In fact, don't fear fear. Be fearless, live fearlessly. I'm going to talk about this a little bit more in a moment. So, what is it that you're afraid of anyway? The dark? Well, admittedly, I'm not a fan of dark places. However, it isn't the dark that bothers me per se. It's what I can't see. It's the unknown danger that lies ahead. Whenever I'm watching a movie and those stupid people walk into the dark room, they don't turn on the lights, and I just think, what are they doing? Turn on the damn light. And the music comes on and things either go bad to worse, and then I get nightmares, or nothing happens at all. There was no bad guy lurking, but that's the movies. So what does this have to do with your fears? Well, as I alluded to above, most fear is based on manifestations of your mind, created in a reaction to the unknown. So that's not to say that there aren't times to be afraid. The self-preservation, fight and flight reflexes comes in handy if we're in fact face-to-face with a bear in the forest or a panther in the jungle. But those are not daily fears that most people in our communities face where we live today. Fear, if you allow it to, can actually cripple a person's action to the point of inaction. And that can be devastating to your financial future. Now, I talk about the acronym FEAR, F-E-A-R, in my book, and I call it false evidence appearing real. This is really most often the center point of what stops people from moving forward. Oftentimes, fear stems from the desire to avoid rejection or ridicule. But when you look deeper into this, what is it that you're really fearing? One way to think of this is what I call the schoolyard reaction. This is the typical ridicule you may have experienced when you did something at school and your peers gave you a really hard time about it. As you have probably seen, at times, peer pressure can manipulate the best of intentions in good people. This type of fear stems from being afraid that you'll no longer be part of the social group or community. This could be a powerful persuader, but is that really how you want to run your life? At the whim of some outside negative influencers? It's often reported that fear of public speaking is considered to be the #1 fear of all, just behind death by fire. But why is that? Well, this stems from a few different fears. Fear of making a fool of yourself, and again, being rejected from the group. The fear of people not liking you. The fear you'll make a mistake and people will think you're stupid. Just to be clear, if you ever are in a situation to give a public talk, you should understand that the audience wants you to succeed and do well. They want to hear what you have to say, and that's why they're there. They don't have a script, so don't worry if you make a mistake or two. They won't know. And if you happen to be thrust into a situation where people are perverse and really want you to do poorly, then shame on them. And you don't want to give that another thought, so who cares, really? Why waste any of your personal emotion on people such as that? So moving on. As I said, many fears relate in one way or another to a fear of rejection or being shunned by a particular group. Our need for companionship and our being liked overpowers the rational knowledge that we are a good person doing what other people do. What is interesting and ironic about fear in this case is that we are fearing rejection from people that most often aren't even qualified to reject us. What I mean by this is that if they don't really know you as a person, how can they actually reject you? They may be rejecting your message, but how can they reject you? They don't even know you. Some people may just not like your haircut. They may not like the way you smile or the clothes you wear. But why should you give any credit to those opinions? You probably shouldn't. When I was selling real estate, I'd make over 100 cold telephone calls every day, 5 days a week. I got a lot of business this way, and it made me tens of thousands of dollars every year. But usually, 90 of those people would reject me and say they weren't interested in buying or selling real estate in the near future. That's a lot of rejection every single day. But I knew they weren't rejecting me, just my offer. Rarely, but once in a while, I would get someone that would say something rude or give me a hard time about phoning. I wouldn't let it bother me. How could it? I was offering a valuable service, and there was plenty of other people who wanted to talk to me. In a case like that, I would just move on to the next call, and by the end of the call, or the next call, the previous one was forgotten. It would be the same thing when I was knocking on doors, and it was a one-on-one, in-person rejection. Why is it when people give you negative feedback, it creates this fear in you? It may depend on the circumstances, and of course it depends on the person. But here are a few reasons. One of your peers' concerns when they see you stepping out and beginning to create or do something new is that you will excel beyond them, leaving them and their peer group behind. Their criticism is a defense mechanism. They are in fact really trying to keep you back with them. In most cases, it is not malicious, it's just a subconscious reaction. You need to recognize this for what it is. There's no point in confronting the person. Just smile knowingly and remember, it is not best to discuss this part of your life the next time you see them. Then there's the well-meaning friend or family member trying to protect you. They bring you down by warning you of all the potential danger ahead instead of supporting you at what you are doing. These are not people that you want to share your dreams with, your aspirations, your goals, the direction of your life. That doesn't mean you can't discuss it and do some critical thinking about a problem around your new venture. Your fear here may be that you'll lose your friends if you look silly in their eyes. But real friends are there for you through thick and thin, and more importantly, they support your endeavors. Family members should support you as well, but unfortunately, some don't in some situations. One of my personal checks and balances is always check the source. Always ask yourself, who is this person? What authority do they have, and how are they involved in my life? If I don't know them, and they aren't a respected expert in the field that I'm delving into, why would I possibly care or give credit to what they say? Hit the ignore button in your brain and move on. Then there are those people that appear to have all this self-confidence, but are really in complete lack of it. They are the people that tell you they are going to build the tallest building in town in some bragging manner. They will often talk constantly about themselves and not pay any attention to what you have to say. However, the way they build the tallest building is by tearing all the others down. They aren't actually builders of people or anything substantive. They are actually manipulators at best and can really be dream stealers. I could go on, but I hope you get my point. Get these people out of your life, move on, and have a laugh when you encounter someone like this. One of the issues with fear is that it can be self-perpetuating. The more that you let it take hold, the more it can encompass and manifest in you. Now that we've identified some of these types of fears that you may have, let's talk about overcoming them. Don't get me wrong. There are times when you're really stepping outside of your comfort zone that will really cause you to feel some anxiety and insecurity. But with preparation and by using your PPMs that I talk about in my book, you can overcome almost anything. Ask yourself, what is the worst thing that can happen? Usually it isn't that bad. At the same time, ask, what is the best thing that can happen? If you like the best potential outcome, continue down this path. It's okay to feel a little fear, and when you do, embrace the opportunity to grow as a person and move through it. When you do this, you empower yourself to boost your confidence. You have just changed as a person forever. We must move through these walls of fear if we are to accomplish great things and embrace new opportunities as they arise. In the post on music, goals, and attitude, I talk about how music can give you power and change your mood. Do you have a song that you can use when you encounter a wall you need to get through? How about the theme to the original Rocky movie? I used to listen to that song at the start of every workout I would do. It really inspired me to work hard, and it would give me a lot of charge. But where do you go from here? Here are 5 steps you can use to overcome fear. Rationalize the fear. Remember the acronym, false evidence appearing real. Think it through and ask yourself the questions that I mentioned a moment ago to determine what the best and worst case is. Be fearless. Just do it. This goes with my second point, but stands on its own because it's sometimes just what you need. To be stronger than your fear. Don't let it take control. You're the one in charge of your life, right? So understand that, mean it, and just do it. Action and persistence will win out. Be fearless. Being fearless is a powerful way to live life, and one that will help you attract everything you're after. Remember, as I said, you're the one in charge of your life, and you get to choose how you'll live it. Live it fearlessly. Please share with me below some of the fears that you have and how you overcame them. Your struggles are challenges that will empower you, make you stronger, and allow you to achieve more each and every day. They'll also encourage others, so please post some below. Thanks for watching.